boring. Where you can feast with the nectar of the gods. You'll always have a seat at Norse Hall.
Welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage, where if you haven't already, you can make sure you click on Top Dog Coverage on everything, okay? If you want some of the best football news, best football times, games, reactions, scouting prospects, all this, go to Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Stay connected. If you're listening to Spotify, iTunes, swipe up, hit the 5 stars, leave a comment, let us know where you're at. And you know what? Go to our posts. Let us know that you're voting on some of these things that we're putting up. We are like, what? C-Dub, what kind of posts we putting up, baby? How you doing? How you feeling?
Phenomenal. We're ready to rock today. I mean, most recent post was, we'll get into the news part, but should the Bengals trade for Jameis Winston?
Slinging Jamie Winston. I like it. Yeah, that's why I keep him on fantasy, baby. That's why he's on my bench. But yeah, I mean, lots of things have happened. This week 2 is a wild week 2. A lot of high scoring games and some flops. So
yeah,
couple embarrassments as well. So I mean, the NFL will be the NFL on Sundays and Mondays. So, you never know what you're going to get. And that was proven in week 2.
Yeah, the most exciting reality TV that we can get. So
this episode is brought to you by water. Stay hydrated. All right. So we do have some news for you guys. So right before we dive in, I want to tell you guys a little about Kalshi. Okay, Kalshi is a new and upcoming system that we like to say. Have you ever wanted to buy into a stock and you always want to see your ROI on the stock? So this is the perfect time that you can do that in almost anything, including NFL games. You want to invest a stock inside of a game? This is your chance, maybe 37 cents per team or something. This is where you invest that. Kalshi has a 4% interest rate after you invest into a stock for the day, where it puts your winnings into a 4% interest rate. So go to Kalshi.com to go look at some of the most unique settings for stock buying. Okay, so Kalshi.com, go check it out. But for that, it's time for the news, baby. All right.
That it is.
Let's start off with you know what? I'm gonna let you start this off, bud. It's your boy.
All right. So the most devastating news to come out of week 2, the Bengals' Joe Burrow is going to undergo toe surgery. So as of 6:15 p.m., the Bengals have officially placed Burrow on injured reserve. Joe Burrow's turf toe led to overnight concerns about surgery being necessary. The Bengals passer will indeed take that route, meaning a lengthy absence is in store. So he is set to undergo surgery on his injured toe, as first reported by ESPN's Adam Schefter. Multiple opinions were sought out before the decision was made. But Ian Rappaport of NFL Network adds that there was a consensus amongst the experts consulted. An absence of at least 3 months is expected for quarterback Joe Burrow.
That's a huge bummer, man. I mean,
Yep.
The leader of their team, right?
Yeah, and is already a 2-time Comeback Player of the Year award winner. So could a third one be in his future for next season?
All right. Let's go down to Dallas. The Cowboys continue to make deals after fumbling the big one in the dying days of the preseason. All right, so Dallas has agreed to an extension with the starting left guard Tyler Smith that will make him the highest paid player at his position, according to Ian Rappaport. The terms show a 4-year, $96 million agreement that includes $81.2 million in guarantees, $16.4 million of which will be in the form of a signing bonus, according to Todd Archer. Smith's $24 million annual average value is the highest for an offensive guard in NFL history.
Wow. So Dallas getting huge deals done with anyone that's not Parsons. Great.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
So, hey, so we'll keep it in the division. So this is coming from the previous Thursday night game. But Commanders running back Austin Eckler suffered a torn Achilles. So an MRI confirmed that Eckler suffered a torn Achilles per NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. He will miss the rest of the 2025 season as a result, with Bill and McNichols set to step up in the Commanders' backfield. Washington may be regretting their decision to deal Robinson Jr. before the regular season and could explore a running back addition via free agency or the trade market. Really tough injury there.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a huge one right there. It's look, they have a 3-headed monster over there, and they're trying to utilize him. And he was, he was the old man of the group, but he was the leader of the group, in that running back room. So, shout outs to Austin Eckler. Also, big fan of fantasy football. Good for him. He was always cheering everybody on. He was on a couple shows. So, shout outs to Austin Eckler, and hope just in general you have a speedy recovery.
Yeah, and I hope he's able to actually come back on the field. I mean, as you said, he is a little bit older player, and it's a pretty tough injury, especially for the running back position. So, prayers out to him.
Christian Watson continues to work his way back from a torn ACL suffered during the 2024 regular season finale. While the Packers wideout isn't expected to take the field until at least next month, the team is rewarding him with a new contract. The base value of Watson's new deal is $11 million, ensuring roughly $13 million in total compensation across the next 2 seasons, according to Ian Rappaport. $6 million in new guarantees are included, all in the form of a signing bonus, and $1.85 million in roster bonus is present for 2026 as well.
Pretty good deal for the Packers receiver there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Not too bad. Not too bad for somebody that's hurt.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep it in the NFC North, same division still. So the Vikings are set to place running back Aaron Jones on injured reserve. So Minnesota's had a really action-packed day today in terms of transactions. So the Vikings are placing their starting running back on an injured reserve, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. He suffered a hamstring injury against the Falcons. So now he's on injured reserve. So the team has signed Cam Akers. But right now it looks like Jordan Mason will be the number 1 running back going forward for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right. We're going to make our way down to a familiar place that will be familiar for us in a few days. We're going to go down to Tampa Bay. Okay. The Buccaneers managed to win on Monday night, but their defense suffered a serious blow in the process. So Kalijah Kancey appears to be in line to miss the remainder of the season. Kancey exited last night's game with a pectoral injury. Head coach Todd Bowles indicated after the contest the ailment could be serious, pending further testing. On that note, Adam Schefter, the Bucs fear that Kancey tore his pec, something which could require season-ending surgery and would require season-ending surgery. The injury will indeed sideline him for the rest of the campaign, although the report does not specifically mention a pectoral tear. That is what it is.
Tough injury for that defense.
Yeah, certainly is.
Well, I'm going to go back to the NFC North and actually going back to Minnesota.
Okay.
So in the Sunday night game, J.J. McCarthy was able to finish the game for the Vikings, but at least one contest spent on the sidelines appears to be in store. Head coach Kevin O'Connell said on Monday via NFL Network's Tom Pelissero that the second-year quarterback is likely to miss Week 3. According to O'Connell, an ankle sprain is to blame for the expected missed time. Adding him to injured reserve is not expected, but a firm timetable is not currently placed. For at least Minnesota's upcoming game, it looks as though Carson Wentz will be taking over the starting role. And Adam Schefter reports that a recovery timeline of 2 to 4 weeks is in store for J.J. McCarthy.
A lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries going on right now.
A lot of quarterback injuries as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and look, you need your commander on the field, you know? And, I mean, not for nothing, too. Jaden Daniels, I don't know the full story on that, but he seems to be having a knee sprain as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like he may miss this upcoming week.
So anybody that has him in your fantasy football lineups, make sure that you pay close attention to that. We have not found the actual report to that yet, but, you know, with players like that, they do try to mask that as much as possible, you know, to see if their best player can play the game. So keep your eye out for that. And your news was brought to you by Norse-Hall.com. Do you guys want some hot sauce? Do you girls want some mead? Well, go to Norse-Hall.com and you can get some of the best hot sauce based out of West Virginia and some mead, some honey-made wine. And also by FGM Label, our guys over there at FGM Label, First God Movement Label on Instagram. And even our boy Smack Talk. Smack asked me, hey, dude, we need one of your, we need a sound just like you guys got, so I sent him right to FGM Label. First pick, they sent him something. He was like, yo, this is dope. And that's how you know you got good sponsors when they deliver on point, in clutch. So FGM Label on Instagram. That is that. So
Elite.
It was a wild week too, C-Dub. It's a crazy week too. And
a lot of wins turned to losses and losses turned to heartbreak. So
yeah, I'm gonna turn over to a heartbreak quickly. Before we do that, let's reactions. Let's do it. So week 2, I'm gonna start off with one. Is that cool? Or do you have anywhere specific that you want to start?
No, wherever you want to start, man.
Okay. I want to start with the pathetic New York Jets. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start with that, and look, the Bills just completely outplayed them, even with people missing, and they just. I mean, when I say that they just ran the ball down their throats, that's what they did. Okay, they 224 rushing yards. And time of possession was damn near 40 minutes. So that's usually going to win you a ball game on its own.
And you guys also broke Josh Allen's nose. So
we did, and he came back with vengeance and upped the score on us.
But he didn't score any touchdowns.
No, he didn't.
He let the rest of his team do that. So how did that fare for you in fantasy this week?
Not too well.
So that's a double loss, right?
Yeah, that is a double loss. Neither one of our QBs have that we traded each other did well on that one.
Well, mine's lost for eternity. So,
damn, eternity. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, if we're gonna look at some, some stuff, you had Josh Allen 14 for 25, 148 yards and no touchdown, which he didn't really need to. You had a bunch of people rushing, including Elijah Moore, James Cook, Trubisky, Allen, Ray Davis, and Ty Johnson. So with all those people combined, it was more than enough. And nobody
Great
had
day for
over-
James Cook.
Yeah, it's a great day for James Cook. And not for nothing, not one of these people had over 50 receiving yards. Okay?
Yeah.
And not one person had over 4 receptions. So
Spreading the love.
spreading the love. Yep. So they just outplayed them. Even when missing people in defense, the Jets couldn't get the ball moving. They couldn't stop the run. And that was it.
So before we move on to the next game or whatnot, temperature check. As a Jets fan, how are you feeling right now?
Little disappointed the fact that you have a strong week 1 against supposedly a really good organization, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're supposed to have this crazy defense. You run all over them. Then you go to a team that just got scored 40 points on, and you can't even run the ball. You can't run the ball more than, what was it, 100 yards?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, no.
You also lost your starting quarterback.
Yeah, we had 54 passing yards. So it's when you say that you want them to play, you want to play your brand of football. That's not the brand of football that you brought the second week when you showed against an organization that always has over a 500 record and usually always makes the playoffs. Steelers, very hard team to beat. You lost at home against them in a close nail biter, and then you fell off the face of the earth against a team that just got scored on 40 points by a rushing quarterback. So we just didn't have the answer.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems to me, obviously, I haven't gotten to do a deep dive into this game, but for me, it feels like they put so much preparation into that Steelers game that they kind of just was like, oh,
yeah,
we got to prepare for the Bills now, last second.
Yeah, and not for nothing, it's a shame. So, and now you got to go against a really tough Bucks defense going down week 3, and we'll get into that later. But it's not looking good the first 5 games here. You better get a win or 2 out of this, otherwise your season is completely shot for. I'm not saying that they have to make a playoff run, but you better start looking like you know what you're doing as a football team.
Yep. All right, so let's go back in time. Let's go to the Thursday night game.
Okay.
Commanders versus Packers. Game in the final score looked a lot closer than what it actually was. 27-18. Yeah, Jordan Love was 19 of 31 for 292 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jacobs 23 carries, 84 yards and touchdown. But Tucker Kraft 6 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. Is it Kraft season? Are we mac and cheesing this thing up?
Yo, my man was cheesing all day, dude. Cheesing all.
We have to have a serious conversation. Like Kraft, I think he's creeping up into that elite top 5 tight end category here.
I think he is. I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, I think you had him in your top 5.
Mm-hmm. I did. We talked a lot about him at length during the offseason, and talked about how we think this is the year he could kind of take that next step because he's got all the tools. I mean, he's 6'4", 6'5", 260 pounds.
Yep.
Moves very well, great hands. So, but also tough day for the Commanders.
Yeah.
It seemed like Jane Daniels just couldn't get anything going. Struggled a bit against this Packers defense, which dangerous pass rush now. I mean, you add Parsons to that. This defense is pretty nasty.
Yeah, and anybody who rushed got exactly 17 yards on the Commanders.
Weird.
So
weird.
Which is wild, right? Like it's So look, he had 2 touchdowns, 200 yards, but 24 for 42, and just not the Jaden Daniels that we're used to. Michael Parsons coming over there is just wreaking havoc. Like he's making that defense look even better, and the defense was already really good. But I feel bad for anybody that's got to go against this team, against this defense too, because they had 400 total yards or over 400 yards, and they were doing what they wanted to do on Thursday. They were acting like it was backyard football, and we're going to sling it.
Packers are a very dangerous team right now, so if they can keep up their momentum if Jordan Love can get his connection down with Matthew Golden, I think
Yeah.
sky's the limit for this team. So
Yeah, and look, another piece of advice: Jaden Reed is probably going to be out for the season here. It's looking like he broke his collarbone, and he was already having a problem with a fracture. I forget exactly what it was,
I think
but
it's a foot.
yeah, and look, you hate to see it, but he had a beautiful catch, secured it, and it got
Non-catch,
brought,
right?
and it got, huh?
Oh yeah, it was a penalty, right?
It was a penalty. You're talking
Catch,
about a beauty
non-catch.
40-yard catch in the end zone, just secured it, broke his collarbone, still held onto the ball, and it was a penalty broken back.
It's tough.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, the Commanders are gonna, they're gonna move on. They're gonna have to find a way to win. The Green Bay Packers look very comfortable. So
Yeah. Where do you want to go to next?
next time I will start with the Thursday game. I just saw a block over here and I looked at the first one. So we'll
And all good. Nope, all good.
Gotcha.
I want to make sure we didn't forget about our cheeseheads and our Commanders.
Well, I'm gonna finish up the AFC East if we can. Okay, and we'll just
Sure.
get all these.
Are we
guys
bouncing
blocked.
to the Monday game or what?
No. No. We're gonna do a Sunday 1:00 game.
Bet. All right. Which one? Pats,
We're gonna
Dolphins?
now we're gonna go to the Patriots down in South Beach, baby.
Yeah, Pats, Dolphins.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
No, that's cool. Let's do it.
All right, so no, we're doing-
Vrabel's first dub.
yeah, first up down in Miami in the heat. Look, it was a shootout towards the end there. Total yards was kind of even, 333 with the Patriots at 358 with the Dolphins. They had more passing yards, the Dolphins, over the Patriots, but the Patriots just seemed to be very consistent with I would say their defense in the first quarter. They gave up some stuff in between second and third, and then they kind of tightened it up after that halftime, letting up, I think, 2 field goals and a touchdown. But it was going back and forth. When you have that prevent defense, you're going to allow plays to happen, and you have that kickoff return and that punt. So it's that took a big twist in it.
Well, I think we also had some life from Tyreek Hill and Tua connection there.
Yeah,
I mean, he had his first 40+ yard reception since a year, something like that. So it was good to see. Good to see them starting to kind of get on the same page. But I don't know if it's going to be enough for, say, Mr. McDaniel and the rest of this offense. So it just seems like Tua still kind of struggled with getting the ball out quickly.
Yep.
I know he really struggled with it week 1. This time it still seems just a little off in this game.
Yeah, I mean, like Tyreek Hill went 6 for 109. Unfortunately, though, this offense is supposed to be predicated off of the run game, right? And 3 for 23, 11 for 30, and 1 for 8. Nobody had over 30 yards, and that was Devon Achane. So, that's really, really tough. Even though he had 8 receptions and 92 yards, it might look good in fantasy, but if you can't get that run game going, it could be a little difficult. But Tua did, hey, look, 26 for 32. That's pretty good. 315, 2 touchdowns and an interception. It's a little bit of a groove, but when you look over at the other side and you look at the Patriots, Drake May went 19 for 23, 2 touchdowns, didn't have to throw a lot. You had, Ramondre Stevenson, Drake May using his legs, and Henderson and Antonio Gibbs with that run back as well. So special teams was a special key in this game too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anything else you want to add on that one?
No, I'm interested to see if look, we already talked about the Dolphins and how we thought it was going to be a collapse. They have the flags flying over the stadium, fire McDaniels and fire Greer. So, we might know what we're talking about.
Not good vibes there.
No. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Let's go to the Jags Bengals game.
Okay.
Tough day. I mean, we lose Joe Burrow, but tough day for the Jaguars. I mean, they felt like they controlled most of the game. They got a lot of turnovers. I think Jake Browning had 3 interceptions, and they still lost.
Yeah.
Tough day. And then I don't know if you saw it, but apparently Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen had some sort of altercation where Cohen was, like, I guess, trying to communicate with Trevor Lawrence or yelling at him, and Trevor Lawrence just kind of threw his hand up and waved him off. Yeah, so I mean, well, I don't know what's up with that. I'm sure it was nothing. I mean, it's a battle, so emotions are gonna run high and things are gonna happen. But it's a great day for Jamar Chase, fancy owners. 14 catches, 165 yards, and a touchdown. No, it made me feel better. So, but we have to rely on Browning going forward to keep this high octane Cincinnati offense going. And just gonna throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe Browning and Joe Burrow had the same amount of fourth quarter comebacks over the last 2 years.
No way.
So are we saying Joe Burrow is a system quarterback? Or
I don't know if we can say that.
Nah.
I don't think we can say that.
I don't know, because the offense doesn't really fall off too much, right? When Burrow's been out. So I don't know, just food for thought. I think I love Burrow. I think he's elite. So I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah. No, I get that. That's look. There's going to be moving forward. Do they try to run the ball more with the Bengals, or do they trust in Browning? I mean, Browning went 21 for 32. That's not terrible at all, right? 241. Did he have 3 interceptions? Yeah, he came back and made 2 touchdowns. I get it. You clean up those interceptions, that could be some games won right there. If he hones in and focuses and doesn't release the ball to where the team is.
2 seasons ago, he kind of kept them afloat during most of the year, right? Kept it within that playoff run.
Yep.
At least trying to get there. So I don't know, but still pretty exciting for the Jags, though. I mean, you still had some offensive production. ETN still looked good, 14 carries, 71 yards. But I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. kind of had some timely drops. He looked like he was shying away from contact a little bit. So I'd be interesting to see how it comes out. I mean, he had such a great rookie year. I don't know what's going on there, but
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It looks like Dyami Brown kind of stepped up a little bit here and started making some plays. 5 for 57 with a touchdown in there, and Parker Washington. Some of these guys that, hey, if you're gonna, if you're not going to make a play, somebody else will, right? They do have a stacked and loaded wide receiver room ready to go. So, and they traded for Tim Patrick. Not that he did anything really in this game, but it's really good depth to have.
Yeah, and I just have one last thing to add before we move on. But is it just me, or is there been zero noise about Travis Hunter on either side of the ball?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I think Hunter's a great player, but I mean, you trade up and use all that capital. I mean, there should be some sort of production at this point, right?
I mean, he
receiving game or on defense.
Yeah, I mean, he was 3 for 22 with 2 tackles and 2 tackle assists yesterday. Which, okay, you're playing both sides, but I mean, you're playing both sides. But at that high of a draft pick in the NFL. We
need some splash plays. We need some big moments.
Yeah, and at this point, you don't want to hear the people say, "Oh, well, he's playing both sides." Give it, lay off of him. He's playing both sides, but he was drafted here. He wasn't drafted here, and he was well known that he could do this at a high elite level. So, and I understand it's week 2. I think you have a point there. I really do.
So, yeah, just curious. I hope he starts making some impact plays, but he's a great kid. Good dude.
Let's go over to Rams and Titans.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what you have on your side. I just have the
I have them in order from Thursday to most recent games.
Okay.
So I can bounce around. You just tell me which one you want to go to.
Okay, we'll do Rams, Titans.
I don't know what chaos you have over there, so you lead me to which game, and we'll just start chatting about it.
You know what? You're a kind man, C-Dub. Very kind man. Well, let's make our way to Nashville real quick, where the LA Rams came in with a 33-19 victory. and but both about the same time of possession. All right, but you know, not for nothing. Total yards 439 yards for the Rams, and you got 252 for the Titans. You know, Cam Ward 19 for 33, one touchdown. That you've been talking about this LA Rams defense, how it is a difficult defense to get by, and it is a rookie. You know what I mean? And you know, he couldn't do much on the ground. He couldn't do much in the air. And Tony Pollard with 20 attempts and 92 yards. You know,
Yeah.
and again, not really being able to get the ball over. 4 receptions for Okonkwo and Io Manor.
Hmm.
4 for 35 for Chig, and Alec Ayomanor 4 for 56 and a tutty. So I mean,
Io
it
Manner's a dude, man. I loved him at Stanford.
yeah, no, he's
He's a
a
dude.
solid play. But it's really hard to go up against Matt Stafford, 23 for 33, 298, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He's
Just efficient.
yeah, you got Kyron Williams, 17 for 66. Blake Corum, 5 for 44. Puka Nakua, big rushing touchdown, too, 1 for 45. And Blake Corum actually scored a touchdown. So, when you start getting things going on the ground, Puka also had 8 for 91 in the air,
Big
and then
Puka
you
Day.
have, yeah, and then Devontae Adams, 6 over 106 and a tutty. So when you start to do things like this, spread the ball around, even Jordan Whittington and Davis Allen, Tyler Higbee, Kyron Williams, they're all getting the ball too. So it's really hard
Yeah,
to
but
compete with
that's
chemistry.
always been Stafford's game. I mean, he can
Yeah.
distribute the ball to everywhere. He knows to get the ball to his big time playmakers. He peppers them with targets and he gives them opportunities, but he can also spread it around. So
Yeah. And, you got a forced fumble in there, and that's, usually who wins the turnover game is pretty much going to win the ball game. So it's, look, the Titans necessarily aren't a bad team. They have a promising defense. Cam Ward has looked good. I'm not going to say he's looked great, but it doesn't look like he doesn't know what he's doing either. So it's,
yeah, I think the Titans were leading at halftime too. So I mean, I think they had a pretty good game plan heading into it. I think the games just kind of got away from them. But
yeah,
you were really, really kind of pleased with some of the throws that Cam Ward was making and excited about his future. So
yeah, absolutely.
Titans got their guy.
So what do you got?
You tell me which city we going to. I don't know what's
What?
on your end.
Well, I just went to the. I can bounce around with you too. I know that you did the Jaguars and the Bengals, so I just went.
All right. Well, let's go to the banger of the
The
early slate.
Bangers.
The Giants at the Cowboys. Overtime thriller. Like Prescott
Wild
and
game.
Wilson were just playing like they were prime Brady and Manning. I mean, what a game.
What a game is right, my friend.
Zero defense.
I bet you nobody had Russell Wilson in fantasy this week.
No, yeah, no, but I mean, I guarantee you, the people that had Brandon Aubrey were stoked. I mean, he kicked what a 64-yarder to win the game. I mean,
Yes, he did.
what a
Yes.
guy, elite player. But I was really also really pleased with Malik Neighbors. I mean, 9 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. He kind of had a breakout game. Like you really want to like you love to see that with him and Russell Wilson get on the same page. And I believe he got peppered with a lot of targets. I'll double check that here just a second. 13 targets.
That's wild. And I mean, right next to him too. You think about it, Wan'Dale Robinson, 8 receptions, 142 and 1 touchdown. Like that's when you
10 targets as well.
Yeah, when you have 2 wide receivers over 150 yards and at least a touchdown, that's pretty good. You're having a good day.
Well, 142 is less than 150, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, at least over 140 then.
I'm with you.
I could say over 141.
Yeah, you can. You can.
I
You know,
can.
right? But also, I think we were really pleased with Cam Scatterbo. Yeah,
We
got
were.
11 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. So I think they're finally starting. I think he's finally healthy from that hamstring injury that he had in preseason, and he's starting to slowly become a major part of this offense.
As he would say, Bull in a China shop. Okay,
Absolutely.
that was
That's how
C
he
Dubs.
plays.
Yeah, Bull in a China shop, and look, the way he plays, he's torquing his body this way and that way, and twisting and reaching and pulling, and
Oh
like
yeah, dude. He's
he's
finding a way to get in that end zone. He's not taking no for an answer.
no.
He's
So
getting
I
in there.
mean, if it, you want to look at it, you got Russell Wilson 30 for 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Absolutely stunning, absolutely ridiculous. And then you have
He turned the clock back on that one.
yeah, and then Dak Prescott, 38 for 52, 361, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Okay, not bad at all here. And look, Javante, 18 for 97 and a touchdown, and CD Lamb 9 for 112. So
Yeah.
and even Javante had 6 receptions for 33. So anybody who put Javante in missing out last week in fantasy, good job.
Thanks.
Hey, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. So I mean, what hell of a shootout, hell of a game, great overtime, right? I mean, like it was just something to watch. It was one of those games where but yet the Cowboys or Dak has beaten the Giants 14 times in a row.
It's great.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. All right. I am going to make our way over to Baltimore, where it was another division game. Okay.
And this one's pretty easy.
Yeah, it is. Look, Ravens winning at home 41-17. Time of possession was kind of around the same. First downs kind of around the same.
Wait, you said 41-17, so that means Derrick Henry had a monster day, huh?
You would think, right? Wamp, 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 wamp. No.
Yeah, tough day.
Very tough day. A very tough day with 11 carries, 23 yards. I mean, and that was the most rushing in that game from the Baltimore side.
Yeah, it was tough. It's because we talked about, remember that Browns defender? I think it was Grant Delpit called him out and said it was easy to tackle Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And that he fumbled and he was going to come back with the vengeance. Well, I think he forgot his vengeance at home.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
So,
he did.
Lamar had to pick up the slack.
Good. I mean, they still won. Lamar Jackson, 19 for 29, 225 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Okay, so I mean, those touchdowns definitely help when you're throwing one of DeAndre. DeAndre seems to be getting one each week now. Okay, again, the yards aren't up there, but he's in the red zone.
And Zay Flowers is still off to his hot start, 7 catches for 75 yards.
Yeah.
But we'll flip it to the Cleveland side for a second. Judkins, 10 carries for 61 yards. So it's good that they're getting the rookie involved. He was supposed to be the workhorse to kind of take on that Nick Chubb role, and he's looked good now that his legal troubles, I believe, are behind him. And he's got his deal signed and everything. So I'm excited to see what he can do in that offense and take some pressure off old man Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, using some of these guys in the receiving game too. Jerome Ford, Quinton Judkins, Dylan Sampson, all of these guys. Ford had 5 reception, 23. Judkins 3 for 10. Sampson 3 for 13 and a touchdown. They're trying to get these guys the ball. They're trying to span them out a little bit. And did it work in the game plan? Not really, but you see they're trying to get everybody involved here. And look, the Ravens are a tough team to beat. You saw it last week when the Bills had to come all the way back. Off of a momentum switch of Derrick Henry fumbling the ball.
It was Ravens' mistakes that kind of did him in.
Yeah. And not for nothing, if we're going to look at it right now, within 2 games, the Ravens have over 80 points. So obviously their offense is humming.
Yep.
Hard to stop.
Speaking of offense that was humming, the Bears-Lions. Lions came back with an absolute vengeance. I think it's safe to say they got embarrassed week 1 by the Packers. And they did the embarrassing on to the Bears. Week 2.
Yes, I did.
Jared Goff, 28 for 334 yards and 5 touchdowns.
5 tutties.
And 3 of those went to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Imagine that stack in fantasy.
Yeah.
I
Did
know
you
it because I lost to it.
Ouch. That hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Did you, by any chance, did you see the celebration that they had?
I did not.
Okay, so
I'm always cool with celebrations. Oh, wait. Is this where you fake the injury thing?
there was one of those, but as a celebration, the Detroit Lions lined up in one of Ben Johnson's formations and hiked the ball and actually played a play as a celebration of one of Ben Johnson's plays.
Oh, yeah. The one where he had golf slip last year. The one that everyone made a big fuss about.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
I mean, that's kind of little bit of a low blow, you know.
Is it though? I mean, he was
Kinda.
their coordinator last year.
I know you didn't have to
Not
do him
just
dirty
you're
like
not-
that.
You're not just giving your old coach a hard time there.
With 52-21, that's a blowout and a punch in the gut.
You shouldn't have left us. That's on you.
God, I
You
hope
could
we
have
don't got to play
been
the
a
line.
part. You could have been a part of this, but you decided to go be head coach of the Bears. You
The Bears.
So, but
All right.
Dunze coming out party, 7 catches, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So,
Yep, he did.
How are you feeling about Caleb Williams right now?
Very iffy. It looks like he's still trying too hard. 19 for 30, 207, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. I'm not saying it's not great, okay?
No.
He just kind of looks...
I don't know, I think with his rushing ability and his efficiency as a passer, I think it'll start to click for him.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a couple tough matchups here with the Vikings defense and then the Lions defense. So it's tough that they're 0-2 in the division right now. But, I mean, we just saw what Russell Wilson did to this Cowboys defense. So I think the matchup with the Cowboys is a good antidote to get back on track.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a pass rush anymore, right?
Nope. And I will give a little shout out here to Kyle Monangai. Getting a little action there. 7 for 28. Look, that's an average of 4 yards per carry. That's success in the NFL. So
It's happening.
Yep, it is. It is. You're talking about a guy that was drafted, 7th round?
Yep.
7th round, came from Rutgers, never fumbled the ball in college. Okay?
Yep. It's facts.
Not a big guy, but doesn't have to be. So you're finding more of these, as C-Dub would say, bull in a china shop kind of guys that are running around and looking for playing time, and they're earning it. So
yeah, he's just really good. He's just a solid player. He's not going to wow you athletically, but he's just a good, solid running back.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go to Steelers Seahawks.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, what kind of a weird game, huh?
Yeah, Caleb Johnson is not going to see the light of day. Let's just say that. I'm pretty sure.
I never really felt like he was going to in the beginning. I think maybe he's good more of like end of the seasons kind of stash guy, but I don't know. It just seems like Tomlin doesn't want to play. It seems like none of the rookie running backs really wanted to get too much touches across the league, but we can get into that later. But yeah, it also the Pittsburgh defense. It still doesn't do anything for me. I don't see it.
No, and you know what? Like it was the Kenneth Walker show. 13 attempts, 105 and a touchdown. For everybody that decided to play Zach Charbonnet of what happened last week, I am very, very sorry because 15 attempts for 10 yards.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, you still got 15 carries, so it's still kind of a split backfield. Just Kenneth Walker's the more explosive athlete, and the Steelers just don't have the ability to stop the run. I mean, look what the Jets did to him.
Yeah.
Week 1, so it's just this defense has to figure it out.
Yeah, they do. Cooper Kupp with 7 receptions and 90 yards. And Jackson Smith-Njigba with 8 receptions and 103. Okay, not too bad.
Off 10 targets, that's pretty efficient.
Yeah, not too bad at all. And he got the 2 touchdowns, AJ Barner, which nobody's really paying attention to, sadly. And then you got your rookie Torrey Horton,
and Elijah Arroyo.
Yep, they are utilizing 100%.
Yeah. But I will give Pittsburgh this. I mean, their utilization. I mean, Jaylen Warren got 18 touches. But that Seattle defense is something crazy. Like, I thought they would be good going into the season. They have proven me right on that. And now they have a matchup with the Saints coming up. So, but I really, really like what the Seattle's defense is doing.
Yeah, they're a hard nose right now. They're definitely hard nose. Keeping Aaron Rodgers, 18 for 33, just over 200, 1 touchdown, but 2 interceptions. So, they are making it very difficult to throw the ball. He was doing dump offs, check downs to Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren looked explosive. He was juking, he was jiving, he was making people miss, twisting, turning. You want to talk about hitting that juke button on Madden, man. That's what he was doing, man. And he looked good doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there was, again, nobody over 4 receptions. Jono Smith 4 and 27, Jaylen Warren 4 and 86. And then everything else was just kind of passed around, and nothing really happened. DK Metcalf 3 for 20 and a touchdown. So rough day. They put the pressure on him, and they because of that, Caleb Johnson not understanding the rules to the kickoff and letting it hit the landing zone and it going down and just letting it sit inside the end zone. Somebody came in, scooped it from the other team, and that's a touchdown. You got to know the rules. You have to understand the rules.
Yeah, wouldn't that would even be the same thing in the regular kickoff that they do in college?
Yeah, I don't understand why he,
What I'm assuming is maybe he just hasn't played a lot of special teams when he was at Iowa.
I don't think he has either. Yeah, I don't think he's really made to. I don't want to say made to, but
Yeah, I just think he was such a star at Iowa that he didn't necessarily have to be part of that. But I mean, also it brings up the fact is, I wonder when this new kickoff rule is going to go to college football, if it ever will. Don't know. Find out on the 1,000th episode, I guess.
Well, but you know what? Something else that kind of brings to mind is who's the Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell was discussing an 18th game.
Oh yeah, that's been the discussion. They want to have the season draw out till President's Day.
Dude, tell me not every football fan would love that, and every workplace would love that too. You know why? Because nobody's calling out on that Monday.
It's true. It's very, very true. So
make it happen, Captain.
I'm sure it'll happen within the next 2 seasons, if not sooner. Yeah. But I think we have one last game under the early slate.
Niners and Saints.
The Who Dat versus the Niner Nation.
Yep.
I'll
let you take it, baby.
I'll come out and say it. I think Spencer Rattler showed tremendous poise. I think he stepped up in a big way. He looked really good. He made some excellent throws deep down the field. He was moving well in the pocket. Put the ball in some just perfect spots. So I was really pleased, really happy with the way Rattler's performance has gotten better from week 1 to week 2. First multi-touchdown game of his career. No turnovers. Just unfortunate. He had a chance to go do a game-winning drive, slipped on the turf, and get sacked into the game. But surprisingly, I don't think the Niners defense really gave him too many issues. I mean, I think they had 3 sacks and a forced fumble, but outside of that, I think maybe they were on the field quite a bit because you have Mac Jones and some injuries on the offensive side, but overall, it also another kind of weird game, 26-21.
Yeah, 26-21. Yeah, Spencer Rattler looking good, 25 for 34. He really did. No turnovers. That's key right there. Not having turnovers, not throwing interceptions, putting the ball where it needs to go, relying on on a talent that's already on the team. Shaheed, Juwan Johnson, even Veal got a touchdown. Putting it into these playmakers' hands, let them do what they got to do. Not trying to be flashy, just efficient.
And also 27 touches for Alvin Kamara, 99 rushing yards, 21 receiving yards. Tough fumble. Did you get a chance to see this fumble?
No.
So it was a pass in the flat. He caught it one hand on his helmet, and then before he takes a step, he gets tackled and it falls. So to me, it looked like it was an incomplete pass, but they called it a catch and fumble. So it just goes back to show you I have no idea what a catch is. It's whatever, but
look, it could change at any given point according to the NFL too. So
yeah, crazy.
I would trust your decision on what a catch is before anybody else's. So
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, efficient day for the Niners too. I mean, Mac Jones stepped in for Brock Purdy very well. Was only sacked 3 times. Also, no interceptions. He did lose a fumble. But also you got McCaffrey involved, 19 total touches, over 100 yards and a touchdown. So,
yeah, I mean, look, when you're closing in on 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you're kind of a backup there. I understand he was 26 for 39, but he was looking pretty decent. Juwan Jennings had a really good catch, turned on the burners there, and got in. Christian McCaffrey was really heavily utilized. I mean, 13 attempts for 55 yards, but also 6 receptions for 52 and a touchdown. So those are the types of things that you're looking at when you have also like Ricky Pearsall that's lining up and 4 for 56. That it doesn't say much, but it's 56 extra yards that you're utilizing with lack of wide receivers here. You weren't sure if Juwan Jennings was going to be playing here, and he's still racking up over 50 yards with 4 receptions, and you're checking it down the CMC. You got Juwan Jennings out in the open so he can run around players, and his strides just took it to the house. So these playmakers are making him look good, and if they continue to do that and they give him time in the pocket and they can do checkdowns to CMC, this is going to be a very dangerous still offense, I would say, but it is still Mac Jones at any given point. So
yeah, they're 2-0. So I believe on top of the division, they might be tied with Arizona.
Possible.
Oh, and the Rams too. Rams are 2-0, I think. Yeah. Just the Seahawks are last in the division. Weird.
Couldn't help a little smugness in there.
Oh.
All right,
it's Seattle hate week, so I had to.
Nice.
We got 6 games left. You gonna go Broncos Colts?
Yeah.
Thriller.
We talked about it, man.
No Michael Jackson, but this one was hype.
It was.
Danny Dimes, MVP season loading.
Yeah, I mean, look, 23 for 34, 316 and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 25 attempts for 165 yards on the ground. And I mean, it didn't take much for these receivers to get going. Okay, Jonathan Taylor had 2 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown in the air. Tyler Warren, 4 for 79. Michael Pittman, 4 for 40. Alec Pierce, 4 for 68. Josh Downs, 6 for 51. You just keep moving the chains like this. These types of things are going to happen. And they just kind of kept staying in the game, and they kept just picking apart this defense little by little here and there. And they were just using these big bodies to go complete passes, move the chains, and keep it going. Daniel Jones looked really relaxed, dude. He looked like he's
It's crazy what a good team atmosphere and good coaching can do for you,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But also, I mean, he's got some weapons, dude. Tyler Warren continues to be as advertised.
yeah, absolutely.
Just stud playmaker. Like you can call him tight end, wildcat quarterback, whatever you want to call him. I mean, the dude goes out there and makes plays. So, and Jonathan Taylor, good, really, really great game from him. And he dealt with some sort of injury last week, but he looked completely healthy. He looked great. Really, really good to see JT dominating the field again.
Absolutely. Let's bring it over to the Denver Broncos side, where Bo Nix, look, he looked
Boomer
good in this
Bo.
game. Yeah, he looked good in this game too. 22 for 30, 22 for 30, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception.
That
And
interception, by the way, was kind of like an overthrow, and
Mhm.
stuff you kind of expect him to make throws like that, and we got a great celebration after that interception.
Yeah,
Cam Bynum,
um,
celebration king.
celebration king. Uh, we know that Sean Payton, likes to mix up his running backs. This week it was J.K. Dobbins with 14 attempts, 76 yards, and a touchdown. But coming out party here, Troy Franklin, 8 receptions, 89 yards, and a touchdown. The guy who continues to catch the ball like a seal finally found hands and knows how to catch a football.
That's your
So,
guy. You were really high on him coming out of the draft.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, 9 targets from Boomer Bo. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Um,
by the way, in case you guys don't know, from the draft, I absolutely did not like this guy, Troy Franklin. So it's everything I watched out of this guy, he would just drop passes and or it would fall through his chest and I couldn't stand this guy. I couldn't stand watching all the, catching with his body and stuff. So, good job at actually making a comeback here, getting 8 receptions, getting a touchdown and close to 90 yards. So hopefully this continues for his career. He's got a good team behind him. And, by far the most receptions in this game. By
mhm.
far. So, I mean, the only one closer was Adam Troutman, the tight end, who went 3 for 10 yards and a touchdown. So,
Yeah. Are we alarmed at Cortland Sutton only getting 4 targets
I,
and
I
Marvin Mims only getting 2 targets?
I mean, not for nothing. I wouldn't be worried about it if you're a fantasy football owner, maybe. But if you're just winning football games and you're losing by one, obviously you don't want to lose by one. But look, the Colts brought it, and if they're going to find different ways to try and win the ball game, and sometimes that means not feeding it to this guy and feeding it to that guy, then so be it. But they're gonna.
How are we feeling about this defense, though? How are you feeling about the Broncos defense? I mean, this is kind of is it 2 weeks in a row? I mean, Cam Ward kind of was able to move the ball on them, put up some points, and then
Mhm.
Danny Dimes.
I think they're going to get it together. I don't think anybody expected. Look, I will say this: we know that Jameis Winston carved him up last year. They made some upgrades. They are allowing some points on the board. At the same time, I would say that Danny Dimes, like you said, does have a lot of weapons over there. You're talking Pittman, Taylor, Downs, Warren, like
Pierce.
Pierce. I mean, you name it. You know what I mean? They have a lot, and now they're actually being utilized to somebody that is doing their reads. So, um,
I'm excited. I'm excited for to see how Anthony Richardson develops, and he can learn and grow from this.
I think this is a huge. Look, if he can't, I think that's might be the end of his career. If he's looking at this and he can't apply some of this, this is a telling story after this. So, but yep, Broncos taking taking a loss on the road by 1 point. So good for the Colts though. They you know.
Off a penalty, a last second penalty, because
Yep.
uh, Sean Payton called that block too. It's the same one that cost the Saints a game, I think 6-7 years ago.
Jeez.
So it's like, quit calling that.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not working.
Well, we only got a few more games left. Which one do you want to go to?
Panthers Cardinals.
Cool.
So not for nothing, it kind of looked a little sluggish, kind of game. It did start off a little bit rowdy. Arizona coming off, and Arizona coming off with a big defensive play, and getting a touchdown. Zaven Collins kind of getting that forced fumble, and they're getting over there. So that kind of started it off in the beginning. Is that defensive touchdown, and then after that, Kyler Murray, didn't really look. I'm sorry, but he didn't really look. This offense sputtered running the ball. Trey Benson 3 for 14, James Conner 11 for 34 on a touchdown. Brissett came in for 1 and 2 yards, and Kyler Murray 7 for 32. They weren't really they were just kind of sputtering, and I didn't really like the way it was taken off here. And Trey McBride leading everything with 6 receptions and 78 yards, and Michael Wilson with a touchdown, 1 for 11. So there wasn't anything really sexy about this game where we were wowed. We kind of expected the Panthers to kind of lose in this game, but Bryce Young threw the ball 55 times.
Yeah, I think what really happened, towards the end of the game, as offense was sputtering, the defense really won them the game at the end. Carolina, everything was going their way. They were able to score points. They got an onside kick. But Bryce Young, it just seems like he kind of melted at the end of it. He was sacked 3 times. You already talked about the turnover. He lost a fumble as well. But at the end, he had chances as he was driving down the field. They had plenty of time left. I believe they had 1 timeout left. But you're driving. He had open guys where he could dump it off. They could get out of bounds. But he did not give the playmakers a chance to win the game. He kept trying to go deep down the field, and it was just great coverage. It's like, man, just sometimes you just got to take what's there, and you have plenty of time left. I think you had 1:40-something seconds left.
Yeah. He went 35 for 55, 328, 3 touchdowns and an interception. And Chuba Hubbard 10 for 38, and 5 receptions for 39 yards in the air and a touchdown. So Chuba had a pretty good day, just overall, but at the same time, not really on the ground. But hey,
we have to talk about their first rounder, T-Mac. 6 catches, 100 yards, and 10 targets. He looked great. He was big, explosive, out there making plays like him. But outside of T-Mac, Hunter Renfro's comeback has been great. He's looked super quick. His routes are great. He finished with 7 catches, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns off 9 targets.
Yeah, he's always looked really good too. His route running has always been pretty epic.
Yeah, I think it's kind of alarming about Leggett. 8 targets, and he finishes 1 catch for -2 yards. So,
yeah,
tough day for him.
And your next look was Jatavion Sanders, 7 for 54. So, other than that, though, it's it was kind of a sputtery game here and there. It was fiery in the beginning, and then after that, it was just kind of tit for tat. And even though he threw the ball a lot, so. Look, the Panthers are going to have to turn it up a notch if they want to start winning ball games, and Arizona's going to have to turn it up a notch because they are in a tough division. So they can't be playing like this either.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's run to Eagles Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna throw this one out. I think it was Chris Jones who had said over to Jalen Hurts as he was kneeling the ball for the win over here. You guys didn't even get 100 yards, and Jalen Hurts spit back at him and said, "We won the fucking game." And that's what it is, like we won the game. So Eagles win 20-17. And yeah, it didn't look sexy. Jalen Hurts went 15 for 22 with 100 yards, no touchdown, no interception. But Saquon Barkley 22 for 88 with a touchdown. Jalen Hurts went 9 on the ground for 15 yards and a touchdown. And after that, it was just field goals. So,
Yeah, it's just a tough day. Like it seemed like everything for the Kansas City offense was hard.
yeah,
Right. It just seemed like they couldn't get the run game going. You have Patrick Mahomes leading your team in rushing yards for the second straight game. You had a bad drop from Travis Kelce on a route near the goal line where the rookie safety Makumba was able to pick it off, and it just seemed like they were kind of out of sync. I think the lack of receiver talent is really hurting this team, and the lack of a consistent run game.
yeah, they look very lackluster, actually. If anything, you do see that they're trying to get Tyquan Thornton in there a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
as they are missing some speedsters. You know what I mean? Still, Marquise Brown getting at 5 for 30. That's great. Travis Kelce kind of 4 for 61 is his usual kind of thing, but that is about it. You're looking at Isaiah Pacheco with 10 carries and 22 yards. And, Patrick Mahomes had more rushing yards than anybody. So 7 for 66 and a touchdown. So it's not looking promising with this very low steamed offense right now.
Yeah, and the Chiefs had their opportunities. I mean, they had Bucker missed a kick. Like I said, you had that turnover. You had Kareem Hunt fumble the ball as well. So I mean, you just had chances, and they kept shooting themselves in the foot. But it could have been a very different game. But Eagles got the dub. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not really much to say about that. It was the Super Bowl game. That doesn't always mean it's going to be 40-40, 35-35. It's low scoring because they have good defenses. It's low scoring because you have to be methodical. And look, at the end of the day, whoever takes the win, that's all that matters, because you have to move forward, and you have another 15 games to play, and you better be ready for it. So
yeah, Andy Reid needs to get this offense back in check and figure it out. I mean, he's the guru, but it seems like his offense has been stale over the last few seasons, and they've just been winning games, so kind of been brushing underneath the rug. But it's time to figure out some answers.
Yeah. I want to jump into the Falcons Vikings there.
Sunday Night Football.
I've
been waiting all day
for Sunday night.
100.
Nice. All right, let's. What side do you want to jump to?
Either one. It's just an ugly game.
Yeah.
Kind of made me sad inside a little bit. I think we'll start with Atlanta since they won, but you had Penix 13-21 for 135 yards, sacked 3 times. I think we kind of solidified that Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the league with this game.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think we can say that.
Yeah, he had 22 carries, 143 yards for a 6.5 average. Also, 3 catches, 25 yards, but he was just making guys miss. Like it was moving very effortlessly. He looked fast, explosive, strong. It just he's going to be a problem for many, many, many years to come.
And he's back to Bijan.
He is back to Bijan.
Bijan.
Yeah, it's because it rhymes with Dijon.
Yes. He definitely brought the mustard. Okay.
For sure.
My man was making it spicy over there. So, yeah, it is very, again, the word you want to look for is lackluster. I think Kyle Pitts, for fantasy at least, has been putting up more points than he's ever have.
Yeah, he's been okay.
But That's the thing. He's never been okay.
His
So-
rookie year, went over 1,000 yards and
Did
a
he?
decent amount of catches. Yeah.
Well, he's always been hurt.
I know he's dealt with some injuries, but I just think he just was not part of the game plan. I don't think Arthur Smith liked him.
I don't think he did either. You know who he did like?
Johnny Smith.
Jono Smith. That's exactly right. Going over to the Vikings side, J.J. McCarthy not looking good at all. 11 for 21, 158 yards, and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, unfortunately, my McCarthy take that wasn't a big McCarthy guy. It's kind of reigning true now, and apparently he has an ankle injury, which we talked about at the beginning of the show, but I never really saw him limping or I never saw where he got hurt, so maybe it happened in practice or something. I don't know, but tough day offensively for JJ and the boys.
Yeah, very, very, very much so. And even knowing that you do have a tough defense and they just can't hold it to where you would want it to even get a chance to come back into the game and do what you need to do to, make it a game. So, look, you fight another day. You had 2 primetime games, and
Yeah, what's up with that?
they want to see what the kids got.
Unproven, but you're just gonna throw them out there in prime time. All right.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see how it goes.
You didn't make the Super Bowl rematch, the Sunday night primetime game. You threw that at the 425 or whatever slot. Okay.
Yeah, they could have done anything,
I don't know. It doesn't sit well. Why are we throwing these teams in primetime? Is it because the coach? Is it because Brian Flores' defense? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I won't air my grievances here. I was just questioning.
You're good. You're good. Look, this is a safe zone here, pal. Okay.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Why do I have to have my Sunday night? I've been waiting all day, and I get this. Come on.
It does make sense. Is a Monday Night Football game, the Buccaneers versus the Texans, because those are 2 defensive teams right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go over there.
A lot of close battles. I mean, when was the last time we got 2 1-point games in the NFL? It was probably last week, but it just seems like it's kind of rare.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that,
But can we start talking about the fact that Baker is a dog and should be in the MVP conversation? Please?
Dude, I've always loved your dog. Your dog's awesome.
Nah. We're talking about Big Baker, not Little Baker.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is a dog, man.
Straight up dog, dude. He hurt his ankle or whatever, but then Chauncey Gardner-Johnson started talking trash, so he's like, oh, no, I'm good. We going ham now.
Yeah.
I think he solely wanted to go out and have a second week of a game-winning drive to bring his team to victory, but I think he did it this week just to spite Luis. I think he wanted Luis to lose this week.
He may have. I mean, look, we were called crazy that the Buccaneers were going to take Texas in Texas or in Houston, but they did. You know why? Because they're the better formed team over here. And after a while, it worked a little bit, but after a while, that O-line started to collapse.
Yeah, I mean their defense, both defenses look pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean Stroud was sacked 3 times. He had a lot of off-target throws, which was kind of concerning, especially with the plethora of weapons he's got. But man, it just seems he can't get on the same page with Nico Collins right now. 9 targets, only 3 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I mean, you spread the ball around quite a bit, but it just never seemed like he could get any offense going, especially in the run game. If it was for Nick Chubb's long 25-yard run for a touchdown, run game was kind of non-existent.
Yeah, it wasn't there at all. It's just
pretty concerning.
Unless Stroud was doing it, or Woody Marks had a couple tries, nothing. But yeah, Chubb bursting through the scene for that long touchdown. That's basically, what did it in that Nico Collins touchdown, and no receptions over 3 receptions. So You know, Nico Collins was the guy, but it's you don't want a guy at 352 and a touchdown. Like that's
Yeah.
not what you're looking for. You're looking
You only
for
have 13 completions in an entire NFL game. It's kind of tough.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
and you know, there's only so much your defense can do when you're going against a team that you know this you 25 for 38, 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you think about it, it's like okay, that's pretty average. But if you watch the way Baker Mayfield was throwing the ball, was competing, he was giving it to all the right guys. You know, like you know,
he
making
was having
sure
a tough time getting to Evans.
he was
He had 11
was
targets. Derek Stingley is one of the best corners, if not the best corner in the league. So
yeah.
I get it. He was shadowing him, but I mean, he still powered him with targets, 11 targets. Mike Evans was able to come down with 5 catches, 56 yards, but he was able to spread the ball around to his weapons as well. And I think Ibuka is an absolute star in this league, and he's going to be a problem for a long
Yeah,
time.
he seems to, you know, have the ability to somehow get in the end zone. I think so far he's got 3 touchdowns on the season. 4 for 29, nothing crazy, but he got that touchdown in. And may I say, like, yes, Bucky Irving looked good, 17 for 71 and 6 for 50 in the air. No touchdown, but I will say this. Rashad White showed a lot of grit in this game. 10 carries, okay, for 65 yards and a touchdown, but he was, dude, leaning forward, pushing through, muscling through. He wanted this game, and it showed in his performance.
Yeah, I think both backs performed very well. I mean, there was a lot of hard-nosed, tough, gritty runs, like you said, but the defenses, they were both hard-hitting. I mean, there's some pretty nasty hits in this game, so it was great to see.
Yeah, if you sat there and actually watched the game, you would be like, you know, you would have gritted your teeth. You know what I mean? Kind of sitting there, be like, oh, this is old school football. Yeah, people. I'm telling you right now, there were some ice baths today. Okay, like there was definitely some ice baths today. So,
Right.
but yeah, the you know, Buccaneers came at it and took the win in Houston, 20-19.
And one final game.
Take us away with it, baby.
Chargers visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, the Chargers win 20-9. I think another pretty big day from Herbert. You know, Geno Smith kind of collapsed. I think he had 2-3 interceptions. I think it was 3 interceptions. Weren't able to really get Brock Bowers involved quite a bit. I think he finished with 4 catches, something along those lines. But
yeah, 5 and 38. Yeah,
tough day to be a Raider.
Yeah, I will say this, like it. Yeah, 3 interceptions, like you said, and Geno Smith. Look, they're going against a really tough defense and division rival at that time. You know, they really know each other well. They understand what they're trying to each do. I understand this is a new coaching system put up with Chip Kelly at the offense, and you know Pete Carroll is the head coach bringing in his quarterback, and I understand all that. On the other hand, the Chargers have an elite defense here. You know, you see Khalil Mack get hurt. You know, really looked like he hyperextended that arm yesterday, and he was out for the rest of the game. But then you got
it looked like it was going the wrong way, dude. It was a pretty gnarly injury there.
Was it Budda Baker came in or Bud Dupree?
Yeah, Bud Dupree.
Bud Dupree, I always get sorry. He came in and immediately just started making plays. So it's like everybody's revved up on this defense. I would hold back for anybody saying that, you know, Geno was terrible in this game. There were a lot of shots to Thornton. Okay, he was really trying to connect with Thornton here, and that defense is just not letting it happen. They were exactly where they're supposed to be on every play. Okay, this is a very, very sticky, tough, hard-nosed defense. I think that Geno Smith will have games coming up where he is going to sling it and he's going to look a lot better. But I think it is this Los Angeles Chargers defense that is setting the tone.
Yeah, it seemed like he was kind of trying too hard. It seemed like he was trying to force passes in some really tight windows. So yeah. I don't know what the game plan was or whatnot, but it just seems like Geno kind of struggled and he didn't take some of the easier checkdowns, whatnot. I mean,
No, he didn't.
he did it like towards later in the game, I believe, but it just seems like in the beginning he was just pressing instead of just taking what the defense is giving him.
Yeah.
And I don't think they got their run game going. I mean, you only give 11 carries to Ginty.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. Something seems off there.
Yeah, I don't know if they were trying to trick them or something like that, thinking that they could run the ball, but I mean, or thinking that they could pass the ball more and run it. I don't know, but whatever it was, they were ready for it. They were absolutely ready for it. And
but how about the Chargers having a 2-game division lead on the rest of the AFC West?
Yeah. 19 for 27, 242, and then 2 touchdowns. Amari Hampton and Najee splitting with 8 attempts each, and Hampton
had that costly fumble that we probably won't see him again until for a while.
Yeah, so Najee Harris owners in fantasy, things are looking up. They're probably going to ride the hand, and Justin Herbert had the most attempts with 31 yards. So with that, though, he was accurate. He hit Keenan Allen for 561 and a touchdown, Lad McConkey 548, and Quentin Johnston 3 for 71 and a great pass, great scheme to get him open on that play too for a long touchdown.
Yeah, it really just seems like Herbert's just very comfortable, very in control of this offense.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just starting to play loose, and you can tell that he's finally fully healthy. I mean, he's dealt with a plethora of injuries in his career, so it's good to see him moving around. You see the strength and velocity on his passes. A couple errant throws, a couple more is kind of like, that's a little strange. But
yeah,
overall, I think Herbert's had a great first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, if they can just continue to do this, they are going to be a very hard team to beat.
Cool.
So with that is our week 2 look-alike. And look, week 3 is here. It's Tuesday. They're practicing. And Wednesday, before you know it, is here, and you're looking forward to the next day, Thursday Night Football. So we can do some predictions. We'll say this out loud. So our boy Smack had asked us if we could do some predictions. We already did all 32 team predictions and everything, and we're going to leave those the way it is. But obviously, we have some week 3 predictions. And if you're a content creator as well, okay, and you have predictions, and you want to win the Lombardi Trophy of predictions, this is how you got to do it. Okay, so our boy Smack Talk Radio, that's what you want to look up on TikTok. Go follow him. He is putting together all of the creators that know football. Do you think you know football? Well, it's time to put it up against all the other creators and see if you can win this trophy. How good are you? Do you know your football? Can you do these predictions? So we're gonna send this one out for week 3, and we're gonna see how well it fares here. So without further ado, baby. All right. All right, so we're going to start this off.
We ready?
Yeah, you and I, usually what we would do is we would have, we would each do a team. As you guys have seen, in the last 32 that we've done, I would do the AFC and he would do the NFC, but we're just going to go back and forth. Do you want to take the Thursday or do you want to start with the Sunday?
I mean, I think we're both in agreement here that the Thursday game is Bills, and Bills.
Yeah. I think we could do that. Yeah. So we'll mark this down. So Thursday Night Football, Miami going to Buffalo. Look, Buffalo has just looked unstoppable. Miami is in a treacherous pain of losing, so I don't think that stops. So we're just going to take W for the Bills. Take us away on Sunday, C-Dub.
I think Green Bay is visiting Cleveland. I think Green Bay's defense is going to continuously improve, and I think it's going to be a long day for Joe Flacco and company. Give me Green Bay.
Cool. The Colts going to Tennessee. And as much as Tennessee is improving, the Colts have not shown any signs of laying off the gas. Give me the Colts.
All right. Bengals visiting Minnesota. I think this is the all injured matchup. So I just think Minnesota's kind of injuries are a lot more. So give me Cincinnati. I think Browning's going to be able to use Jamar Chase and those receivers to win the game.
Cool. Steelers going over to the Patriots. The Patriots are coming off of a big high with a division win. I think the Steelers are going to become a little bit more disciplined, tighten up the ship, and I think they actually get an away win in Foxborough. Give me the Steelers.
All right. You got the LA Rams visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the Super Bowl NFC Championship rematch. I just think the Rams were super close to overcoming the Eagles, and I don't think the Eagles' offense has looked great so far this season. So give me the Rams on the road.
All right. Going down to Tampa Bay. The Jets are going down to Tampa Bay. Look, Tampa has, they just went into Houston and took a big win. The Jets can't seem to get it together, and the Bucs just look like a tough, hard-nosed team. We just talked about how tough they really are and hard-hitting. Give me the Bucs.
All right, you got the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Washington Commanders. Reports are Jane Daniels is going to miss this game. I think that's going to be too much for Washington to overcome. Give me Geno and the Raiders. I think they bounce back after an embarrassing loss on Monday night.
All right. Going over to Carolina, the Atlanta Falcons are coming into town versus the Carolina Panthers. As much as they were able to stop J.J. McCarthy, I do not think this is going to be a problem to stop the Panthers either. If Bijan can have that much success against a defense like that, he's going to have more success against the Panthers. Give me Atlanta.
All right, you have the Houston Texans visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars just kind of looked out of sync, and it seems like there's a lot of issues underlying bubbling. Houston's offensive lines looked atrocious. Their offense hasn't looked great, but I think the Texans and DeMeco Ryans get this team right. I think they get their first win of the season in Jacksonville. Give me the Texans.
All right. Sunday late games. Okay. We have the Chargers hosting the Broncos. And you know what? I'm going to hold by it. This is going to be that flip. Everybody loves Justin Herbert. Awesome. Denver just got beat badly off defensively a couple different ways. So you know what? I think they make a big comeback. I think they make some readjustments. Give me the Broncos on the road in LA.
All right, you have my New Orleans Saints visiting the Seattle Seahawks. I think this will be a really good testament and matchup to see how Rattler performs. Unfortunately, I don't think he gets his first win of the season. I think Seattle their defense is going to be too much, and their offense is going to be improved. So I think Seattle is going to get the win at home.
Cool. All right. Looking at Dallas going over to Chicago. Chicago showed great promise in week 1, and they got blown away against the Lions in week 2. I do not know if they can handle this firepower against a very high-powered offense. Give me the Dallas Cowboys on the road.
All right. We had the Arizona Cardinals visiting the San Francisco 49ers. You get 2-0 versus 2-0. I like what the Cardinals have done so far this season. San Francisco is really injured right now. They're missing their starting quarterback, starting tight end. Defenses look great. So I think Arizona is going to squeak out the win. I think Kyler Murray is going to be too much for that defense.
All right. Sunday night, Kansas City going to New York. Look, they're 0-2. New York is coming off of a crazy loss. I think they really want it bad, but I'm sorry, I just don't see Kansas City going 0-3. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs on the road.
All right, last but not least, the Monday night game. You have the Detroit Lions visiting the Baltimore Ravens. Both teams are coming off very big blowout, dominant performances. I like a lot of what the Lions have done. I like a lot of what the Ravens have done, but I got to go with Lamar Jackson. He's great against the NFC, and I think your Ravens are going to win in a close matchup.
There it is. That's our week 3 predictions.
We had a lot of away teams winning there.
Yeah, we do.
It's interesting. Only
Yeah.
only 4 teams are going to win at home this week.
No, we'll figure out if that's true or not. I guess, right? It's
Yeah, what's home field advantage, anyways? It's fair.
yeah. I don't know. We'll find out how it all goes, but I mean, look, again, anything can happen on these, but there's a lot of teams trying to come back from losses that they've already had, and they're going 2 teams that have already won. So, I mean, we don't really know what's going to be happening, but all we know is that NFL is here, and crazy things have been happening. And some of the other crazy things is that we're getting to 250 subscribers. So if you can just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, we are getting there slowly but surely. But you guys are the ones that are helping and making this happen. So we thank you for all the comments, all the likes, everything. So by all means, let us know how you feel, whether it's good, bad, improbable. We don't care. So make sure you follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Hit us with a story. You got some questions about fantasy football? Top Dog Coverage at Gmail. We will read it on the show. With that, we love you guys. We'll see you guys. And stay tuned, because some of the next shows we might be talking about some Rookie of the Years.
Maybe.
Tune in. We shall let
TBD.
you know. Yeah, TBD, baby. Tune in. We'll let you know. We love you guys. Stay tuned. Peace.
Peace.